Happy Saturday, darlings. It's Anisha Jones, your favorite joy coach, and I am here to just share with you three things I heard this week that really helped me to shift my mindset a little bit towards more joy, connection, and inspired action. Now, throughout the week, there's always opportunities for us to learn new things, and I feel like once we are aware enough, we could just tune into amazing little bites of insight that could truly change the way you think. Because when you change the way you think, you change the way you live. You can change your life with your thoughts, right? Thoughts are really powerful things. Thoughts are things. So let me just share with you three of them that I got this week that really made an impact on me. Right? The first thing was what you practice, you play. What you practice, you play. And this came out from a very technical situation, but you can understand how this could be applicable for areas in your life, like your relationships, like the way you show up in your career. You could see how the things that we do repeatedly are basically building who we're becoming. So the books that you read, the podcasts that you listen to, are going to come out in the conversations that you and the behavior that you exhibit in terms of your discipline, in terms of your self mastery, your emotional regulation, is when you practice it in the mornings, getting up and sticking to your morning routine. Those are the things that dictate how you show up in your career. When you have opportunities come to you, you're disciplined enough to see them through to the end because you're disciplined enough to stick to your morning routine. And so the life that you are preparing for, you prepare for it, you prepare for the fascinating life by the practice that you do. So that stood out for me and really helped to remind me to practice what I play. Whatever it is I'm anticipating, whatever it is that I am working towards, whatever the end result looks like for me, it's critical for me to be practicing that every day, daily. The second thing was, if I don't know, teach me. And this is a conversation I was having with a hairdresser friend of mine. We were talking about how sometimes when we're in connection with people, they believe that we should know certain things. And that's because of their preconceived notions. Perhaps they had experiences with other people, other relationships, other spouses, that that person would have gotten to know them on a certain level, and that person would have been able to almost anticipate what they need. But we're all different people and we all have different strengths in different areas of our life. This is why it's really important for us to teach people the things that they don't know. If you sense that somebody is not giving you what you need, you owe it to them to mention it to them at least once. Now, I'm not saying to beg nobody. Your joy coach will never encourage that at all because begging is attached to desperation. Desperation is what does block all the good things from coming into your life. You can't do that. That's a whole other conversation. But what I'm saying is teach the person as lovingly as possible. Show them what it is you want them to do in your life. And the third thing I heard on a podcast was that you can absolutely discard useless emotions. So I was like, damn. Sometimes you kind of walk around with all these emotions, things like unnecessary fear, things like resentment, things like embarrassment for things that does not even concern you. We can walk around with shame for things other people do to us. Guilty us. Stop that. If you're doing it, I'm asking you right now, cut it out. Because emotions like shame, resentment, guilt about things that you did or did not do or other people did to you, those things slow you down. Like it is almost impossible to receive joy in your life if you're total in feelings about things that happened in the past. Now, I personally believe that in life we get to choose. We can have a grievance or we can have a miracle. And if you want miracles in your life, and a miraculous life looks a lot like a life that is filled with joy, it looks a lot like a life that is filled with meaningful connections. It looks a lot like a life where you're pursuing inspired action and not just helter skelter, just chasing down the next thing, but chasing things that are deeply connected to you, to your growth, to your prosperity, to your providence, to the things that you are promised, and to the things that will help the people that are around you to prosper as well. When you do that, when you tap into that miraculous state, that's where the joy lives. And so I'm going to encourage that because that's where I truly believe. And I believe that if you're looking at this right now, you believe that too. And I'm so glad that you're here. I just want to remind you, okay, to just, if any of these thoughts resonate, just at least pick up on one, practice one today. What you practice, you play. You could decide to practice something a little bit more, get better at it so that you can play hard when you get the opportunity to teach people or show them the things that you need them to do for you and not assume that they know it and not carry bad feelings about them not being able to do the things that you want them to do exactly the way you want them to do it. And then just like discard the useless emotion. If the emotion doesn't serve you, it doesn't help you to grow, it doesn't help you to better your relationships, it doesn't help you to be in a miraculous state, it doesn't help you to increase your joy, man, let it go. As far as possible, let it go. What we're trying to do here is experience as much joy as possible. Take your time with yourself this week. If you had a tough week, remember to be kind to yourself as much as possible, okay? All right, guys. So remember, your joy is serious business. Invest in it daily. I'll see you guys in the next one. Take good care.